Dear students, our next chapter that deals with control and coordination. So, the control as well as the coordination of all our bodily functions or bodily activities that is mainly takes place with the help of two main systems. One is nervous control or nervous system control and the second one that is hormonal control. So, the control and coordination in our body that mainly takes place by two ways. One is nervous control and another one that is hormonal control. So, in case of nervous control, the control as well as the coordination of bodily process that mainly takes place with the help of nerves or nervous system. So, the nervous system or nerves, they helps to control as well as coordinate all the bodily functions. On the other hand, in case of hormonal controls, certain chemical secretion from the endocrine glands which are termed as hormones. Hormones means they are certain chemicals which are secreted from small quantities by endocrine glands which located in different part of our body. So, that is known as hormonal control. And this nervous control or the basic unit or the structural as well as the functional unit of nervous system that is known as neuron. So, neurons form the structural as well as the basic unit of this nervous system. On the other hand, the hormones or that chemical secretion from the endocrine gland that is known as hormone. Hormones form the basic component of this hormonal control. Clear? And in this chapter we will deal with the structure of neuron. Okay, because neuron means it is a structural as well as functional unit of nervous system. Okay, nervous system means it consists of many nerves. And the basic structural as well as the functional unit of these nerves that is known as neurons. And here we will study about the structure of neurons. What are the important components or what are the parts present in the neuron and how does it help in case of control and coordination. Clear? So, through these neurons, they helps in the transmission of messages in the form of impulse. Okay, neurons, they helps in the transmission of messages in the form of impulse. Okay, in the form of nerve impulse. So, structure of nervous system. Next we will study about the structure of nervous system. What are the important parts or structures associated with this nervous system and endocrine glands because hormones are secreted by these endocrine glands. So, about different types of endocrine glands and their secretion and what are the main functions carried by these endocrine glands. And the last part of this chapter we will discuss about the control as well as coordination that mainly takes place in plants. So, about plant movements, tropic movement, nastic movement, how does the movement in case of plants takes place and what are the important hormones like human beings or like animals. Plants also have some hormones, chemical secretions that is known as phytohormones or plant hormones. So, the important topic we will discuss in this chapter that is about nervous control as well as hormonal control and the structure of neuron and the structure of nervous system or the components of nervous system. Then endocrine glands, its location and its secretion and the main functions of each hormone and plant movements and plant hormones. So, in case of human beings or mostly in case of animals, two main control systems are there. Two main control systems. So, one is known as the nervous system control and second one that is known as the endocrine system control. So, nervous system control means nerves are the main part or neurons are the structural as well as basic unit of this nervous system control. So, that it is a rapid control system, very speedy process, rapid control system or very speedy process. On the other hand, the endocrine system means there is secretion of special chemicals which are known as hormones. Okay, hormones means they are special chemicals secreted from these endocrine glands. Clear? And these endocrine glands are located at different parts of the body and they secrete their secretions directly into blood streams. Clear? Hormones, they are secretion from this endocrine gland and they secrete their chemicals or that secretion directly into blood. Okay, so this blood or bloodstream and this blood carry that hormones to target organs. So endocrine gland secretion of hormones that is from these endocrine glands, and this endocrine gland directly secrete these chemicals directly to this bloodstream. Clear? And this bloodstream carry that chemicals to different part of body or that particular site or that target organ, or target organ means that site of action. Clear? So through bloodstream these chemicals or that hormones that is carried by this bloodstream and carry that to target organ or the action or the site of action. Clear? So that this endocrine system control or hormonal control, that is very slow process. Clear? Why? Because it is secreted from one part of body and carried with the help of blood, and its action that is on another place. Clear? That is why it is very slow process. Once again I will repeat it. Hormones, they are chemical secretion which is secreted from these endocrine glands. Clear? So their secretion that is from one part of body, but its action that is on another part of body. Clear? So these chemicals they have to carry by this bloodstream to that particular site of action or to that target organs. Clear? That is why it is a slow process. Hormonal control, that is very slow process. On the other hand, nervous system control, it is very fast process or rapid control system, because nerves or neurons, they carry messages in the form of impulse, or in the form of nerve impulse, and its resultant result that is very fast and gives very fast result. They gives very fast as well as very quick result. Clear? Example is reflex actions. Reflex action. Last part of this chapter we will discuss in detail. So reflex action means, what is meant by this reflex action? Reflex action means they are sudden, okay, sudden involuntary actions that shown by living organisms in response to any particular stimulus. Okay, in response to particular stimulus. So stimulus may be heat or cold. Okay, so likewise pain, or according to any stimulus, the rapid action, okay, the sudden action or the involuntary action that it takes place in the organism, that is known as reflex action. So reflex action that is mainly takes place through the help of this nervous system, or nerves are involved in that. Clear? So it is very quick process or very rapid process. Clear? So that is why in the form of nerve impulse that message is sent to the nervous system or sent to the brain or sent to the spinal cord, and they will coordinate it according to that situation and sends that result to that target organ. Clear? So that it results or it takes place very fast. That is why it is known as very rapid control. This is the figure which shows the structure of neuron. So neuron means it forms the structural as well as the functional unit of nerve. So a typical neuron cell or neuron, it consists of following parts like dendrites, dendron, cell body, nucleus, then myelin sheath, axon, terminal ending, node of Ranvier, Schwann cells and synapse. Clear? So just discuss about in detail. So neuron means the most and important part of neuron, that is known as cell body. Most and important part of neuron, that is known as cell body. So the cell body, this forms the main part Okay, this forms the main part and that is known as cell body. Clear? So this cell body is the main part or main body. That is known as cell body, or another name of cell body, that is cyton. C-Y-T-O-N. C-Y-T-O-N. Cell body, or another name, that is cyton. Cyton or cell body. And this cyton or cell body, they contains nucleus. Okay, at the central part, the cyton or cell body, they contain nucleus. Okay, and this nucleus which controls other activities. Okay, all the activities of cell. So cell body means that is the most important part of neuron. Okay, and another name, it is known as cyton. And this cell body or cyton, they contains nucleus in it. Clear? And the cytoplasm or the substance or jelly-like substance or the cytoplasm of the cell body, and that is known as nucleoplasm. Okay, that is known as nucleoplasm. So nucleus, it is surrounded by nucleoplasm, or we can say that nucleus that is surrounded by nucleoplasm. Nucleus that is surrounded by neuroplasm. Neuroplasm. That means like a cytoplasm, it's a jelly part or that fluid part or this substance, this part which surrounds this nucleus, that is known as neuroplasm, or inside neuroplasm nucleus is located. And other cell organelles like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, like cell organelles that also present inside this neuroplasm. Clear? Then the branching, longer branch like structure or branching, this branched part, that is known as dendrons. The main branches of cell body, the main branch of the cell body, that is known as dendrons. The main branch of cell body, that is known as dendron. And the dendrons, its further branching, that is known as dendrites. Okay, the further branching, that is known as dendrites. The main branching of cell body, that is known as dendrons, and these dendrons again it is branched. Okay, the terminal branching of the dendrons or the fine branching of these dendrons, that is known as dendrites. Okay, so cell body, that is the main part, cell body or cyton, that is the main part of neuron, and the cyton or the cell body, its main branch. Okay, several branches are there, and these fine branches or main branches of the cell body, that is known as dendrons, and these dendrons, they again redivided to form dendrites. Okay, so dendrons, they redivided to form dendrites, and the main function of these dendrites, the main function of these dendrites or these fine branched structure, they collect. Okay, they collect or they receive impulses or signals or messages from the surrounding medium. Clear? The main function of dendrite, they collect the information or they receive the impulse, nerve impulse from surrounding part. Clear? And it transmit that impulses to dendron and from dendron to cell body. Clear? Then another structure from the cell body, when nerve impulse reaches to the cell body, it transmit that nerve impulse to long branched part of cell body. Okay, long filament like branched part of cell body, long filament like branched part of cell body, that is known as axon. Okay, that main branch or the long single long main branch, that is known as axon. Clear? And the nerve impulse from the cell body, that is carried by this axon, and this nerve impulse, it reaches to the terminal ending or tip region or the terminal ending, or it is known as axonite. Terminal ending or the main branch or the terminal ending or end plate or terminal ending, or another name, that is axonite, and it reaches to the axonite. And this terminal ending, it contains knob-like structure. Okay, knob-like structure, small knob-like structure or small rounded body which present at the terminal ending of axon, that is known as knob or synaptic knob. Okay, knob or another name, that is synaptic knob, or it is known as synaptic knob. That means this terminal ending of each neuron, it contains knob-like rounded structure, that is known as synaptic knob. Clear? And this is another neuron, next neuron, second neuron, another neuron. Okay, so this terminal ending is present here, the synaptic knob. Then next to this another neuron is located, and another neuron, this is the dendrite of, this is the dendrites of second neuron. Clear? So the gap between these adjacent neuron, the gap between the functional gap between the adjacent neuron, or the junction between two neurons, or the gap between the adjacent neurons, that is known as synapse. Okay, most important part, that gap or the junction between these two neuron, that is known as synapse. Okay, nerve ending of one neuron and the dendrite of another neuron, and this junction is known as synapse. Okay, so impulse from this nerve ending, it transmit to next neurons, dendrite of next neuron, and dendrite of this next neuron, it carry that impulse to this cell body, and from cell body to axon, and it carry to like this next neuron, synaptic knob, and likewise this transmission takes place. So, the functional junction between two adjacent neuron, that is known as synapse. So, nerve impulse that is transmitted from one neuron's terminal ending or axonite, or from the synaptic knob to the dendrite of another neuron. Clear? Then another important structure associated with this neuron, that is a additional layer, protective layer, that is known as myelin sheath. Myelin sheath means it is a protective fatty layer. Protective fatty layer, that is known as myelin sheath. And the main important function of this myelin sheath, due to the protective covering or protective layer of this fatty layer or this myelin sheath, it speed up the impulse transmission. Okay, it speed up the transmission of impulse through this axon. Then at a particular place of this myelin sheath, a small gap is present. Okay, small gap is present at particular intervals. Okay, at particular intervals or equally placed intervals, a small gap is present, and that is known as node of Ranvier. Okay, that adjacent gap between these myelin sheaths, small gap between these myelin sheath, that is known as node of Ranvier. And another structure, that is known as the Schwann cells. Schwann cells, means they are the protective cells which forms the myelin sheath. Okay, Schwann cells are protective cells and which forms the myelin sheath. And another important structure related with these, that is synaptic knob. Already we have explained synaptic knob, then synapse, then node of Ranvier, Schwann cells, and first part, that is cell body. First and most important part, that is the cell body, then dendrite, dendrons, then nucleus, myelin sheath, axon, and all these part together forms neuron. Neuron forms the structural as well as the functional unit of nervous system, and the first part of neuron, that is cytone or cell body, and it contains nucleus, then cytoplasm and various organelles, okay, like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, extra present, and it forms the cell's life support center. Clear? And the cytoplasm of the cell body, that is known as neuroplasm. Then the dendron, second part, dendron means they are the projections or main branching of the cytone or main branch from the cell body. And dendrites means they are the fine branches of dendron, and the main function, they collect impulse or they receive or they collect impulses from surrounding cell. Then the axon means they are the main long filament-like branch of the cytone. The main function, they sense impulses from cell body to other neuron. And node of Ranvier, they are a particular gap between adjacent myelin sheath, that is known as node of Ranvier. And the myelin sheath means it is fatty insulating layer, fatty protective layer or fatty insulating layer which speeds up the impulse transmission. Axonite or terminal ending, they are the terminal branch or terminal ending of axon. And the last part, that is synaptic knob, that means knob like structure or tip region of axonite, they contains synaptic knob and the main function, they secrete neurotransmitter. This figure shows the structure of synapse. Synapse means it is the junction between two adjacent neurons. Okay, so the junction between the terminal end of a neuron or terminal end of axonite or terminal end of axon and the dendrite of another neuron or the dendrite of another neuron or the second neuron. So, it consists of presynaptic membrane and synaptic cleft and third most component, that is postsynaptic membrane. So, synapse. So, the presynaptic membrane means it is the membrane of terminal end of first neuron. Okay, presynaptic membrane means this is the membrane or this membrane is the part of first neuron or the terminal end of first neuron. And another membrane, that is known as postsynaptic membrane. This means it is the terminal region of the dendrite of second neuron. So, this dendrite of the second neuron, it receives the impulse from this presynaptic membrane of another neuron. Clear? And the space between these two membrane, presynaptic membrane as well as the postsynaptic membrane, that space is known as synaptic cleft. So, synaptic cleft means it is a space or the gap between these two membrane, gap between presynaptic membrane as well as the gap between postsynaptic membrane. So, the presynaptic membrane, it is known as the transmitting cell. It is known as the transmitting cell and the postsynaptic membrane, it is known as the receiving cell. Okay, because this presynaptic membrane or the terminal region of this first neuron or the axonite, it is transmit the impulse from this first neuron to the nerve ending or the dendrite of postsynaptic membrane. So, this postsynaptic membrane or the dendrite of second neuron, that will receive the nerve impulse from this presynaptic membrane. And the gap present between these two membrane, that is known as the synaptic cleft. Clear? So, this is the terminal end of the axon and this structure, it shows the action potential. Okay, so action potential, that is coming towards this end region or the terminal ending of this first neuron, and it contains cell organelles like mitochondria and all is present inside it, and it contains another one more important structure, that is known as synaptic vesicle. Okay, synaptic vesicle, that is present at the tip region of or the terminal ending of that neuron, that is known as synaptic vesicle. So, this vesicle contains particular chemical substance. The chemical substance is known as neurotransmitter. So, synaptic vesicle, they contain chemical called neurotransmitter. So, one of the important neurotransmitter, that is acetylcholine. So, acetylcholine, that is one of the important neurotransmitter which helps in the process of neurotransmission. Neurotransmission means it is a process of transmission of impulse from one neuron to another neuron. So, here the actual mechanism takes place during this process. The synaptic vesicle which contains neurotransmitter or chemicals. So this synaptic vesicle, it will break and it release its content. This is the content which is present in this synaptic vesicle, and these chemicals or this particular content that is known as acetylcholine. So this presynaptic membrane, it contains synaptic vesicle, and inside synaptic vesicle they contain particular chemical which is known as neurotransmitter. So neurotransmitter like acetylcholine that is present inside this synaptic vesicle, and this synaptic vesicle it will break and it release its content to synaptic cleft. So synaptic cleft, that is the gap between these adjacent neuron. So this synaptic vesicle will break and it release its content like acetylcholine into this gap or into the synaptic cleft. So next step, what will happen after the release of this neurotransmitter into the synaptic cleft? So this neurotransmitter, it will binds with the receptor site. So the receptor site is present in the postsynaptic membrane. So it binds with the receptor site which is present in the postsynaptic membrane. Clear? And the binding of this neurotransmitter or the binding of this acetylcholine with this receptor site, it results in the generation of impulse in this second neuron. Clear? So the nerve impulse or the action potential or the nerve impulse in the form of action potential, it comes to the end part of this presynaptic membrane, and the presynaptic membrane it contains synaptic vesicle, and this synaptic vesicle it contains certain chemicals known as neurotransmitter. And neurotransmitter, example one of the neurotransmitter, that is acetylcholine, and this synaptic vesicle will breaks and it release its content like acetylcholine into the synaptic cleft, and this acetylcholine or this neurotransmitter it binds with this binds with this receptor site which is present in the postsynaptic membrane. So the binding of this neurotransmitter or acetylcholine with this receptor site which is present in the postsynaptic membrane, it generate impulse or it create or it generate impulse, nerve impulse in the second neuron. Like this way it transmit to next neuron. So this is the actual mechanism behind the transmission of nerve impulse. So the mechanism of nerve impulse through synapse, that it takes place like this. When action potential that arrives at the axon terminal, and it results in the depolarization, change in the charge. So positive charge, negative charge, like that. So it changes the charge inside as well as the outside of the membrane. So what will happen? The calcium ions that will enter into the presynaptic membrane. So due to the entry of these calcium ions into this membrane, the synaptic vesicle, the synaptic vesicle will stimulate and it releases chemical known as neurotransmitter to synaptic cleft. And the synaptic cleft or this vesicle which is released into this neurotransmitter, that will bind with the receptor cell which is present in the postsynaptic membrane. And again that vesicle, after the release of its content, again that vesicle it is returned to cytoplasm for refilling. Clear? And again that vesicle it get filled with neurotransmitter or that chemical. Clear? Further again that process will continue. Then the acetylcholine or that neurotransmitter, it binds with that receptor cell which is present in the postsynaptic membrane. Then what will happen? Due to this binding of this acetylcholine with that receptor cell, so it results in the generation of impulse in the next neuron. So this is the basic mechanism behind the transmission of impulse.